This portion of Foul Tips is brought to you by Collectible Exchange and collectibleexchange.com. Go there for all of your sports memorabilia, collectibles, all the stuff that you could use to decorate your man cave and spruce things up a little bit, or get something for that sports collector in your life for Christmas. Go to our link. It'll be in the show description later on. We'll get that in there. Click on there and get yourself something nice to put in your man cave. I got a bunch of stuff. I got something in my hands here for those of you watching or listening on the podcast. We'll get to the funny story, but I got a Bernie Williams signed bat in my hand that I got at Yankee Stadium in 2014. It was the Derek Jeter Day. I bought it in the Steiner store. There used to be a Steiner store right in the stadium there, and I used to go in there, half in the bag and a few beers and me, whatever else, and so I was finding some neat stuff to buy. Then I came up with this Bernie Williams bat that I'm showing up. It'll be up on YouTube later on, but anyways, I got that at the store, and I left the stadium with a bat in my hand. I'm thinking, geez, what the hell am I going to do with this fucking thing as I leave to I was going to Canada, back to Canada the next day, and I had to get in the airport, the whole bit, and how I was going to go about going through this. But anyways, I had this bat in my hand. I was walking through the Bronx, going from Stan's and Billy's and down to the Yankee Tavern. And back then I used to stay right in the Bronx down at the Days Inn, about a 12 to 15 minute walk. If you ever been down that way, she's a rough part of town. She's a little different than it is in beautiful Fort Macleod, Alberta, where I'm originally from. A little small town of 3,000 people. Well, not even 3,000, but it was kind of funny. I had this bat in my hand, but it might have come in handy for the rough areas that I was venturing into. So it was I was laughing to myself as I was walking from bar to bar afterwards. I was, like I said, I was already half in the bag when the game was over and the Jeter Day ceremonies and the whole thing. It was a lot of fun back that September 7th, I think it was, in 2014, when they played the Kansas City Royals. It was a great day, nonetheless, but it was fun. Like I said, I bought this bat, and it was one of the things that sits in the down here in the Yankee Tavern, sits right above my Bernie Williams autographed jersey. Bernie doesn't get enough credit, I don't think. I think that guy should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he's a guy that really held that team together. He got a lot of big hits for the Yankees back then in the World Series. Yeah, he didn't get the fifth one. He was already gone by that point, retired. But Bernie was a hell of a player. He was a hell of a player. I think he was a better player than Posada. I think he was a better player than Pettit was a pitcher. That's pretty lofty coming from me, because I love both those guys, the core four and the whole bit. But I think Bernie was right there, and there should have been a core five, because Bernie was that kind of guy. I always really liked the way he played. So I went and picked up this bat for myself, and I was, like I said, I was walking through the Bronx, and the next day when I woke up and I was in the cab, I was thinking, what am I going to do with this thing? Because it wouldn't fit in my bag, obviously. Once I got to LaGuardia Airport, and I was finding a way, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I was going through the check-in at the terminal there, and the girl says, you can just take it on the plane. And I said, I don't think that's a thing. I said, I'm fairly certain, because obviously it's after 9/11, obviously. And I said, I'm fairly certain that I'm not allowed to bring a baseball bat onto an airplane. I said, it's kind of a weapon. I said, I don't think I'm going to get through security. So we better figure this out, Air Canada or WestJet or wherever I was flying. So they found a box. We packaged it up nice and neat and everything else, and bubble wrapped the whole bit. So it made its way back to Canada, back safely, and now sits enshrined in its own little case down here in the Yankee Tavern North. So I don't know if you got some neat collectible stories and how you got them, where you picked them up. Let us know here. Go reply to us on Facebook and Twitter and everything else, and TikTok and Instagram, wherever. We're pretty much everywhere. But I like hearing these stories about where you got your stuff, how you got your stuff, what it means to you. Anything. But this bat means a lot, because I have a fun little story about Derek Jeter Day, what I walked out with, and how it came to be. And like I said, the looks I got when I was walking around, whoever's been down to New York, whoever's been around Stan's in the Tavern and Billy's or wherever else, I was walking with this bat in my hand, and people were like, what the hell's with this guy? Who the hell's this guy think he was? Like I said, it was a fun day, September 7th, 2014, where I got this Bernie Williams autograph bat. Hell of a player, should be in the Hall of Fame, one of the best to ever wear pinstripes. Anyways, 1420 Sports Bar Podcast and Foul Tips. Remember, you guys, to follow us on YouTube as well.